Hello everyone and welcome back to the Andy Wilkins YouTube channel. Today we are here with a very sort of, I say big video. It's a reaction video nonetheless, but it's one I really wanted to get out. Basically, when I was in bed this morning, over in Japan, there was the new announcement, like trailer release of the new Sentai season, the 45th Sentai season, that Super Sentai season, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, which will succeed Kiramager in March. So because it's been released, I've decided why not do a reaction on the video and also this, like everything that's come out today, because there is a lot of footage to get through, there is a lot of content to get through, and just really, from what I've seen so far from the reaction on Twitter, it looks to be very positive. However, I want to obviously give my opinion on it because opportunities like this don't come often, so to speak. So if you are new to the channel, please feel free to like, share and subscribe for more Sentai related content. Hopefully when a similar situation comes out for Kamen Rider in what will be the summer, I'll hopefully be reacting to a similar thing, and likewise when the new Doctor Who content comes out. So yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so hello everyone, I'm here on Reddit with the trailer because this is the full 1 minute 5. Please just note here, this hasn't been subbed in with English translation, so it's pretty much, I'll be sort of making my opinion roughly on what I see, so to speak. So if there comes a time when, oh look, there is a subbed version, then by all means I'll obviously make an opinion reaction video of it. But in the meantime, this is it. So yeah. So as you can see, Aka Red being given the Zenkaiger the 45th Super Sentai badge. It looks good. It does look good. Like, obviously I've dealt with far worse, but this looks really quite impressive. Okay. Okay, so that is that. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, really. I suppose, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, because it looks good. It does look good by all accounts. So let's go. Now, I just want to quickly touch upon this. This little segment. Now, for those that may be able to distinguish, I apologise for the quality, but this is from the Reddit. So what I can notice is that all of them behind the Zenkaigers are obviously X-Pass Red Rangers. So for example, I can notice right there, right in that corner, I believe is Ninin Red, like Ninja's Red, Gal Red, Deca Red, I believe is there. I believe that's Lupin Red, or yeah, I believe that is Lupin Red. Not too sure about that one over there, right there, but still not too sure. That is obviously Koryu Red. I believe that is Mask Red, I can see. Not too sure about that one behind Koryu Red. Obviously you got Kiramager Red, Aka Red, obviously. That one over there looks a bit like Sun Vulcan Red. Either that or it's Risol Red. I think that's right. From what I can notice, that either looks like a Die Ranger Red or alternatively Turbo Red. Obviously you got Toku. Again, I don't know how you pronounce that, but I call him Toku Red. Magi Red over there. Bukin Red. I believe that could be Go Busters Red. But the point is that you have obviously got a number of Red Rangers who obviously feature, which is obviously great to see, no doubt. But am I confident for the season? Yeah, I think I am, basically. But that's that. So as you can see here, yeah, you've got a bit more of a sort of clearer understanding here, so to speak. So for example, you've got Battle Fever, J, Live Man. I think that's Go Go 5, 5 Man. I think I think it very much looks like as if for this big explosion thing, every Red Ranger from the Sentai, from each and every Sentai season has come out and featured basically. Obviously the big explosion that we saw, which makes me think they obviously destroy someone or something, so to speak, to almost start off what they've had to do, so to speak, which is, probably will be the first episode. Obviously, this big opening here, the big sort of footage of Aka Red, the first original Red Sentai Ranger, with the Zenkaiger, or the person who will be playing the Zenkaiger. I don't actually know his name yet, but I will find that out in due course. So yeah, that actually looks like quite a sort of, I wouldn't say a famous image, but just already people have been saying on the Reddit about how sort of influential of an image that looks already, so to speak. Which I must admit, I agree. It does look quite influential. And obviously, this is the close up of our new Zenkaiger, who will hopefully be leading us for the next year or so as the 45th anniversary season. Whether he is going to be the only human Sentai member of this season, I've got no clue. But I think from what I read on Instagram this morning is that apparently he's going to be the character is about 21 years old, so he's relatively young, fresh-faced, and all that. Not that that's an issue, considering Jury is meant to be a schoolboy, for example, in I think 16, 17, something like that. Which again, not that it's an issue, it's just one of them things. But yeah, so we obviously see that. We've obviously got this massive image of the 5 Zenkaigers. I will quickly talk about the Zenkaigers because obviously, for those that may or may not know, each of the 4 other Rangers are designed off the mechas, basically. So as a result, you have the Zenkaiger, which is obviously the main one. I will try and sort of show in just a second about what these other 4 are, but in all fairness, it sets itself up very nicely for a Power Rangers adaptation, should the show ever want to go down that route, basically. Obviously, we have the two people. I don't know who this woman is, but the thing is, I think she's obviously got to be some sort of relation to the person who's playing the Zenkaiger. But again, because the fact that both of them have got the Gartlingers, I believe they're called, makes me think she's obviously related, or she's obviously close to him in some sort. I'm making obvious assumptions here. Again, we have a close up of the Zoo Ranger Zenkaiger, and obviously the Gal Ranger Zenkaiger member, and obviously the Magi Ranger and the Bukenja mecha ones, with a few others replicating. Now, I'm going to quickly talk about them because it only feels fair that I do talk about who they are, what they are, etc. So for this yellow one that is here, if I can just quickly find it, just give me a moment. Alright, yeah, this is actually better. So for those that may or may not know, you obviously have the main Zenkaiger, which is this guy here. I don't know his name, but then in fairness, I don't know any of their names yet. I will obviously learn them in time for March. So here's the situation. So you have got, for those that know their PR Sentai designs well, this guy in red is obviously meant to be a sort of imitation or distinct familiarity to Zoo Ranger, Mighty Morphin, as you may know of it as. Whilst you obviously have this guy in yellow, which is obviously meant to incorporate Gal Ranger, partly because the head being very much in particular. Though the main centerpiece there, nothing distinct to the actual Red Lion from Gal Ranger, but we'll work with it. We've also got this pink, I say person, woman, whatever you want to call it, from Magi Ranger. Again, if you remember the head sort of, that head distinct familiarity, then you'll know obviously that goes back to Magi Ranger, Mystic Force, whatever you want to call it. And you've obviously got this blue guy who is representing Boo Kenja. Now, from what I can see of this, whilst I think the Zenkaiser will obviously play a massive part, I've already got this gut feeling that the yellow will be quite, I say, leaderish in the same way that Tamatomo has been in Kiramager. Whilst I've got vibes of that this Zoo Ranger mecha person will no doubt try and lead when the Zenkaiser doesn't. At the same time, I think the Magi Ranger like mecha person will be sort of quite cute, quite sweet, which in fairness we haven't actually had in Kiramager this year, nor have we had for a few years. I think if anything, from my recollection, the last time we had like a sort of cutish sort of like sort of pink sort of like Ranger was probably about Q Ranger, which was a few years ago with Washi Pink, or that said, it was with Toku Pink with Tokuja. But then for me, the blue one, I'm picking up vibes of a sort of geeky-ish sort of type. But the fact is, what sort of makes me think that this will be perfectly adaptable for PR is more on the basis of that all four have been adapted by, all four seasons of the mechas have been done by PR. You know, obviously Mighty Morphin, Wild Force, Mystic Force, and Operation Overdrive. Admittedly, Operation Overdrive isn't the best well-received season ever in the series of PR, but you know, hey ho. And obviously, I think as well, to an extent, you could easily turn out the Zenkaiser to be something a bit easier, a bit better, so to speak. You know, a bit more relatable for PR purposes, so to speak. But then, that being said, I am hoping that hopefully one day every Sentai season will be adapted into PR, even if it is in, say, comics or something. So every season, including Goranger, Jaka, Battle Fever J, you know, all of them sort of 80s/70s seasons do get adapted. So it's, oh look, they are actually part of the universe. So it's then a lot more easier, because you look at how, for example, Fireman has been adapted into Power Rangers Supersonic. You know, that sort of stuff. You know, that sort of stuff could go wonders with PR, obviously. But I'll be quite honest with you here, I'm not a fan of such a design, because I was hoping more for something like what the Zenkaiser looks like for an anniversary season. However, at the end of the day, I'm happy to admit where I'm wrong, and I must admit, I'm looking very forward to it, because it is a lot different to what Kiramager was, or what Rear Soldier was, or even what Lupin Ranger versus Bat Ranger. In fairness, the only thing that I can sort of distinguish with the Zenkaiser is the leg stuff, because for those that may be able to distinguish, you got these, obviously this isn't the best sort of like noticeability here, but the leg stuff is almost becoming a bit of a sort of trend on every Sentai Ranger going at the moment, obviously minus these four. But the thing is, it's obviously like there's obviously some sort of trend where they try and go, oh, let's have some sort of, say, I say cufflinks, but it's not really cufflinks, but let's have some sort of like something on the arms or the legs, you know. And whilst it looks like a very nice design, it's not always the perfect design by any means. But you know, it's one of them things. But I'm confident for Zenkaiger, because I think in particular it's coming up to 10 years since Gokaiger. Obviously, for those that may or may not know, Zyuohger wasn't the best well-received anniversary season, and people still, to an extent, argue that Gokaiger has been the best ever sort of season going of anniversary seasons in the past, given that Girl Ranger wasn't exactly the best well-received one, Bukenja wasn't the best well-received one, Zyuohger definitely wasn't the best well-received. However, Zenkaiger has massively set itself up to be very different, but very unique to an extent that I think I'm picking up vibes to an extent, personally, of Kamen Rider Den-O. I don't know if I'm the only one picking up vibes of it, but I'm definitely feeling like as if Kamen Rider Den-O vibes, you know, with the whole Imagines to an extent. Obviously we're not having the Imagines in Zenkaiger, but I'm definitely picking up vibes here that I'm thinking you know what, this could be a bloody good season, and more so a season where, people can, where people can sort of reminisce about the last 45 years of Sentai. Admittedly, I would have liked something like a bit of a throwback to, say, the 80s, or even to an like something like the 80s would have been very much welcomed. But obviously, at the end of the day, this is perfectly adaptable for PR, I think. And yet again, if PR turns this down, I'll be quite surprised. I'll be annoyed to an extent, but I will be quite surprised because I do think all of this is adaptable. Like I've said about Kiramager, like I've said about Rear Soldier, like I've said about pretty much every Sentai season in recent years, including Lupin versus Pat Ranger. Every season right now is definitely adaptable in their own way. However, it's all up to Hasbro to scrap the 2 season thing and just bring us season after season. Because at this rate, I think as things stand at this rate, you might as well just put Kiramager with Tokuja, put them in together as a sort of joint season, or have one feature in the other and just be done with it at this rate, because it's just, otherwise the show will be running behind so far, it's going to be horrendous. But anyway, I'm rambling on too much now anyway. But that's all from me today. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and like for more sort of similar, sort of, I'd say geeky based content. But this is, I'm a massive fan of Japanese tokusatsu, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Doctor Who, even the odd bit of Star Wars content if I get it, if it comes through. But yeah, so that is all from me, folks, and I'll see you all in the next one. So see you soon, and bye bye.